Let everybody come into the room. We do not own the rights to this music.
We don't own rights to this music being played. No, we don't. So as y'all know, man, now is the time for y'all to go ahead and tune in. Go ahead and get yourself set in.
Like Evelyn is the first one in my camera tonight.
Only get yourself
We didn't do any advertising tonight. I think that's what it is. We didn't do any advertising today.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Most people is on Facebook. They see that live. They see that live. It's not. It is what it is. You know, we got to keep the show moving. This is 2 or 2000. We got to keep this thing moving. That's the way love goes. Y'all remember that? That's the way love goes.
Right. Yeah. I was just, I was selling my glasses. I was letting them know that I had a couple pairs if they wanted to holler at me, girl. Let them just, I'm going to go with these tonight.
So y'all see the topic, man, for everybody just joining in, man. We're switching up a little bit. We're not talking about the COVID-19.
No COVID-19 tonight, you guys.
No shut-in, none of that shit. I know y'all have seen and heard enough of it, so we ain't gonna bog y'all down with it. We decided tonight we're gonna switch it up, man. Let's talk about something a little lighter, something that everybody needs.
Hey, Queen.
Let's talk about love,
Queen
y'all.
is in the house.
But not only are we talking about love, we talking about the differences when you're in a relationship.
Right.
What is the difference between being codependent and being
obsessed in your relationship or any relationship?
Yeah.
Someone that you probably have been with, that you really felt that you needed, and you became codependent with them. I wanna, because that's real heavy. Being codependent on
what's up, Cosmo? What's up with you?
Is really heavy. Hey, Cosmo.
She said, "Good topic. Hey, y'all. I think it's an excellent topic, man.
What is codependency?
Man. Some people
a lot of people get that confused,
and some people think that they may not even be codependent,
right?
But actually, they passed that, and they ass is obsessive.
Yeah.
So we're gonna break down what the differences is. Can you lower it some?
Lower it? It won't lower anymore.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Is that good? There we go.
Cool. Okay. Some people don't know the difference. Some people think they are one and the same. And, it's one of them things where sometimes people don't even want to admit if they one or the other. So we're going to break it down. We're going to bust it down so that we can get some understanding, get some clarity, and maybe y'all can help us or somebody else get past it, get through it, or, change up the way that they
especially right now
within their relationship.
Yeah.
So that's what we own tonight. Once again, Facebook, we don't own the rights to any of the music that was being played. We don't own the rights.
We do not own the right.
For everybody that just coming in,
Queen Karen,
we appreciate y'all first and foremost. Everybody on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? We appreciate y'all. Everybody for coming in. Right on.
Queen Cosmo,
Energy. Yes. Everybody over there that's tapped in, we appreciate y'all. Salute. So yeah, like we said, man, we switching it up tonight. It ain't no COVID-19, ain't no shut-in, ain't no talking about
some love, some.
We want to talk about relationships.
Yeah, yes.
Because everybody, might be in one in some type of shape, form, or fashion. You might be, in a 40-year marriage. You might, be on and off again with your baby mama, baby daddy. You might have a significant other. You might be creeping and got 4 or 5 side pieces. You might have you a mistress, a sugar daddy. 4 or 5
side pieces. Oh my God.
Hell, ain't no telling. That's a
lot of work.
It's a boot for everybody out there. Believe that. We don't all fit in the same category. But regardless of whatever your scenario is, what your situation is, we want to know in that relationship or in relationships in general, what is the difference between being codependent in a relationship and just being outright obsessive?
Right.
Is there a difference? If it is, you let us know. Which one are you? What boat do you float? We're going to let you know what we think about it. So that's what we on tonight, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
I got some comments over here
Let's
already.
get it. Let's go.
We got Empress Brand says, good evening, Queen, King and Queen.
What's up?
We got Emperor Lorenzo Gonzalez saying, hello, guys.
What's up with it?
He said, we gonna get in trouble now.
Hey, it's time to talk about it, man.
We got Empress Karen in the house. She said hi.
What up?
And Empress Brand say, you can love and care for someone, but you don't have to be eat, breathe them. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
Now, do you think that the codependency comes as you stay together for so long? Or does it happen? Do you think it happens immediately when you get in a relationship? Some people, could it happen that way? Because some people are very needy.
That depends. I was just about to say that depends on the personality of the two people in that relationship, and then it also depends on what's allowed. You know what I'm saying? If you allow for, one to become dependent upon you, or you solely depend upon that other person, then it ain't necessarily no time frame on when codependency. Because one thing that I want to put out there is let's not look at either of them as absolutely negative things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can be in a healthy, successful, sustained relationship, and both of y'all have a certain level of codependency with one another. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? I depend on my wife to A, B, C, and D.
Right.
I depend on my husband to A, B, C, and D, my baby mama, whatever the situation is. So having a certain level of codependency ain't a bad thing. Now, when we talk about obsession, that can also, hear me out when I say this, but that can also be positive. It don't necessarily have to be a negative thing.
When someone's obsessed with you?
Someone's obsessed with you.
And give me an example of that.
Because someone can be so in love with you, however, they are not very codependent upon you. You guys have your own mutual quarters. You do your thing. They do theirs. You bring what you bring to the relationship. They bring what they bring. However, because of their feelings, they're so wrapped into you, not what you do or what you're providing or what they depend upon from you, but they're just so in love with you that they actually get past the point of just being in love to the point to where they're obsessed, to where they can't sleep, eat, breathe, move without you. And I've seen couples that have been so madly in love to where it can actually come across as a level of obsession.
Obsession and stalking too. Shit.
You heard me? So let's get to some of these comments. I got comments on YouTube. Cosmo says, I had an ex that was obsessive.
Me too.
It was annoying and smothering.
Me too. I know what you mean. Couple of them back in the day.
She also says obsessive is when they think they can own or control you. Codependent is needy and smothered. See, and that's why I wanted to put that out there, because neither one of them necessarily have to be negative. You don't have to be, when you are obsessed with somebody, that don't mean that you're just clingy and needy necessarily, by definition. Obsessed is when you have to have something in your life.
Well, that's someone. No, that's
well, I'm just giving general terms. Yes, you could be obsessed with cars.
Oh, right.
But that's true. It's basically when you have to have something in particular in your life to complete you. When you spend the majority of your time having to have that thing, going after that thing, pursuing that thing, making sure that thing is near and dear. So it don't always have to be negative, but if it's not managed properly, or a person ain't got the right mindset, then obsession can easily turn into
Hey,
fatal
Mona.
attractions, stalking,
Oh,
and
yeah.
things of that nature.
Yeah.
But
all kind of shit.
just on
Spying,
the
all
surface,
kind of shit.
just on the surface itself, though, you know,
but
being obsessed with something ain't necessarily
okay,
negative.
okay, but you know, normally when you hear the word obsession, you immediately say, "Woo, I can deal with that."
Well, you know, that's why we here. We here to break the status quo. We got to break it down and let people know what these words actually are and what they mean versus what we have an understanding of the word to be.
Right.
Well, that's what we getting into tonight, though.
Yeah, because I want to know if anybody have had anyone that like Cosmo. She said she had an ex that was obsessed. I know all of us that had someone that was obsessed.
It was annoying and smug.
And right, I personally did.
She said obsessive is when they think they own or control you.
Yes.
Codependent is when they're needy and smothering.
And
she come back and said codependency is more tolerable than obsessiveness.
Yeah.
Mona, what's up? Hey, cousins.
Yeah, I can say that. What y'all say?
Yeah, that
what y'all think?
We could break that out into that. Would you rather deal with someone who is codependent on you,
or someone
seems to be someone who always needs you, always smothering you, always have to have you doing something for them, versus someone who's obsessed, where they don't let you breathe, they don't want you going nowhere. They seem to be
I got some comments over
in control. Which one would y'all rather deal with, or what y'all dealing with right now? God damn it.
Yeah, well, I'll deal with codependency. I'd rather have someone codependent on me than to be obsessed with me, because I've been in relationships where obsession exists, and it became stalking and became a whole bunch of other shit. So I don't want nobody that's fucking crazy and you're obsessed to the point where I can't make a move, and everywhere I go and everything I do, you want to know where you're going, what you're doing, why you got that on. What's that? Because the controls start to come in. And
now,
all
is
of
that
this
obsessive shit? Or is that just flat out control?
Well,
I think we have to make
obsession,
sure we decipher.
But what I'm saying is obsession leads to controlling. When you're obsessed with someone, you're a part of you that want to control that person.
What y'all think?
I think so. So anyway,
partners, what y'all think about that?
I got a comment over here. Lorenzo said I got so many lady friends, they need help, and I'm a nice guy. I feel you, Lorenzo. It's somebody out there, I tell you. Queen, Brent say so people get it mixed up when they say I've been with you for so many years. They mix up the love of being with you rather than having their back. Yeah.
Read that one more time.
She says so many people get it mixed up when they say I've been with you for so many years. They mix up the love of being with you rather than having their back. Well, wouldn't you say having their back is part of loving them?
Interesting.
That's what I would say.
Okay, so over here, I gotta. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Karen say when a guy is obsessed with me, it doesn't matter what or how I say no. He won't go away like the plague.
Okay.
That's just how you get on that nut to that nigga, man.
All right. Kamika says, so what is your definition of codependent? My definition of codependent is where in a relationship where someone basically gets used to depending on the other person in that relationship to the point to where sometimes they don't even put their best foot forward, or they get so used to being dependent on you to where they don't feel the need to be independent. Bam. That's the best way that I can
That's a good way to put it.
Is when a person is so dependent on the counterpart in a relationship that they lose their own sense of independence, and sometimes they rely on that other person to do whatever it is that they became codependent on, to the point to where they almost can't even do it themselves.
Right. I want to especially send this shout out to little sister Brianna. She hit me with this afternoon about codependency. She said, "Can y'all do something on codependency?" And so I want to send that out to her for a great topic because it's very important that we know the difference between obsession and codependency because so many of us we don't even know we codependent on that person. You don't realize it. I do it with him. I've been with him 23 years. You know what I'm saying? Then he has to stop me and say, baby, if something happens to me, I want you to be able to keep moving on and take care of things. Because I don't want you to be codependency where if I'm gone, you don't know what the fuck else to do. You're just left and you're lost.
Yeah.
So therefore I have to set up different entities if something happened to him to make sure that I take care of myself as well as while we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, now, like I said, each relationship should have some levels of codependency because you coming together to form a union. So I bring certain shit to the table, you bring certain shit to the table, and to make it work, we're gonna need to depend on each other to a certain level. But codependency is when you no longer are independent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think that here's a piece of advice that I can give to people when it comes to relationships. If you're trying to be in a relationship and you're trying to have a relationship with longevity, if you're trying to make it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years like our grandparents used to,
right.
One thing that I would say with us being together for such a long time, 23 years, 20 plus years of marriage, in order for it to work and for you to be able to continue and for the shit not to burn out like a short fuse, you have to maintain your own level of independency to a certain degree. It's okay to be codependent upon each other to make the unit work.
Right.
But you have to have your own, this is me. Right. This is what I do. Now I'm not talking about going out and getting you a private apartment that you don't know about.
All that
3 or 4 bank accounts that's in your own name.
Then you won't be codependent. You'll be single.
You know what I'm saying? Not that type of shit. But what I am saying is, you need to be able to have your own friends.
Right.
Because we get caught up as couples and we have mutual friends or other married or other couple friends. You need to have your own partners.
Yep.
She needs to have her own homegirls. Right. You know what I'm saying? She needs to have her own circle. She needs to have her own hobbies. You need to be into your own shit. It's certain shit that you do alone without your counterpart.
Yeah.
Because without that, then everything that you do is based around each other, built around each other. And whenever y'all funkin', then everything drops. Yeah. Why you think they make man caves? Perfect example. People can have a beautiful home, all that they want, but a woman will carve out a certain space of the house for whatever it is that she does, and a man is going to go and make his man cave. That is the perfect example of that, because he wants his small little piece of this is me. And most men, real men with real man caves, I'm not letting you and your homegirls come the fuck up in here. Y'all are not welcome. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that it's a problem or an issue. It's not that I'm doing something in here that I'm hiding from you. But this is my domain. This is my space. Right. Y'all do that shit over there, but up in here belongs to me. And I think men need that as well as women, so that you can have independency within a codependent relationship. Damn, that's so we have y'all need to pay me for that next time.
We got comments over here.
Oh, what? Yes. All right. So Cosmo said, yes, sis, obsessive is stalking and controlling. Mono on YouTube said, obsessive love usually comes from low self-esteem and or a tendency of needing excessive reassurance.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Cosmo said, codependency has many factors and is different than obsession. Yes, I would agree with that. Mona said codependent is like being addicted to a relationship.
I won't agree. I can't agree
I
with
see
that.
I see where you going with that.
Yeah.
Because as an addict, of course, you're codependent to that drug and to.
But addiction is
getting high itself.
A little different than codependency to me.
Because look here, some people in some relationships can be codependent of their counterpart, but really not give two shits about the relationship.
Right.
They just are so codependent on what that other person brings.
Right.
And once again, if they don't have their own independency, it's like, man, I need this motherfucker to blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I really ain't feeling them, but they do all of that. And I need them to do that. So you be codependent on what they can do or what they bring rather than the relationship or being in love with that person themselves. All right, we're going to get back to y'all on YouTube. You got anything over here?
Yeah, I got some comments over here.
Steve Wheat in the building. What's head?
So, sorry, you guys. Okay, so Karen say, okay. So Lorenzo says, obsession starts young. Shoot control as well. I agree.
Huh.
Okay. Levi Moses in the building.
That's interesting that he said that it starts young.
Some people was in the building. I don't know if you're still there, but if you guys, whoever's in my camera, thank you for coming through.
I appreciate everybody that slides.
Appreciate you guys on YouTube.
Y'all. This is one of them, you guys on his camera. Is one of them topics we got. You know, it could be a touchy subject, but at the same time, it's something that a lot of people have on their mind. It's a lot of people, especially like right now, and we said we go stay free of the coronavirus and COVID-19, but being in the situation that we in right now with the shut in and the stay at home stuff is starting to lighten up in certain cities, states, whatnot. But for the most part, it's still a lot of stuff you can't do. And a lot of people are still, you know, kind of restricted and confined. So I can only imagine if people are facing a counterpart that's obsessive in a relationship or someone who is super codependent in a relationship, how this could affect that right now.
So how do codependency even start in a relationship? So does it start, like you said, when that person loses their independency? Or maybe, because it starts from the beginning of a relationship when you first meet a person. Because that person, when you meet them, could have already been codependent before they met you. So they carry it on to the next relationship and the next relationship and the next relationship. You know what I mean?
That's probably, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I think it happens one of two ways. I think it's either if it starts like that in the beginning right away, then like I said, that's something that person who is being dependent upon, if they see that, that's something that they have to come to a grips with if that's what they want to deal with or not. But I think it could go one or two ways. When I say you lose your independency and you can become codependent, but also on the flip side, wow, damn, now that's heavy. What? This is where the two, this is where the two can intertwine, obsessiveness and codependency.
Okay.
Because a person can become codependent because they may fall in love or for a person a lot faster and harder than someone else. And I know you guys have heard in a relationship where a person put their all into the relationship and they focus so much on the other person.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can focus so much on the other person to where you start forgetting about yourself. Is that more like
needy?
Well, some have said that codependency is a level of being needy, right?
Yeah, it is.
So a person could put so much into the relationship, into making sure that the other person is happy, the other person is straight, the other person is cool.
Oh yeah.
Doing whatever the other person needs, to where the point they become codependent on that other person's needs. And you forget about me. You forget about
yourself.
What I got to get done, what my ideals are, what my dreams are, my aspirations. Because I see so many times, especially, and it tends to typically be with females and men. Women will put their dreams on the back burner, stop going to school, have kids, have to pump the brakes on their ambitions, and put their all into the household, to the relationship, and to making sure that their man is built up and stand as high on the podium as they can, to where they lose themselves and they become codependent on making sure that that man is good.
Yeah.
So it can happen that way too.
Oh, I've seen a lot of
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just necessarily, oh, I'm not doing shit, I'm lazy and I don't know how to do nothing on my own. So everything he do is what we do. No, that's not always the case. Sometimes women put so much energy and so much time and effort into the relationship, they forget about them.
Yeah.
And they become, that's their world now, is making sure that the counterpart is okay. So that could be a level of codependency. Or it could be one person may come in and, you know, one person may be the breadwinner, or be the pillar of the relationship or the strength of the relationship, and a person gets used to it and not try to be the breadwinner as well. Well, I'm so used to this person doing everything. It's been working like this. We haven't been having no problems with the way it's going. So, hey, let's let it ride. And then after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you become codependent of that lifestyle. So it's a couple of different ways it can hit. We got comments.
We need to get these over.
Let's hit YouTube. All right. So last comment. Cosmo jumped in and said, codependent can be financial, emotional, physical, spiritual. It's not a bad thing. That's what I said in the beginning. People get married to have a partner. A level of independence is important too, though.
Right.
Definitely. If you want your marriage to last. Mona said, I mean, want to be a part of a relationship. That's what she meant. As far as when it comes to like the addiction.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you just got to be a part of a relationship. That could be a form of codependency too, because we do know people out there that like, man, didn't you just break up with such and such, man? Give yourself a break. Chill out, man. Take a year and, you know what I'm saying, find yourself. But next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they right back in a relationship. Yes, that is a level of codependency too, because some people like that feel like they have to be in a relationship to be complete. So yes, that's
there's a lot of
that's a very good point.
That's definitely a part of needy. Yes. Because there's a lot of women that go that I know personally and seen that really cannot live without a man.
And that goes back to what Lorenzo over on your page was saying, is that's where some people have a level of low self-esteem, and things like that can start off early on in life at a young age. So, man, this is beautiful how everybody's comments and everything is coming together. I'm feeling that.
I got in trouble for not texting back immediately by my young pupil control, and we split up our coach pupil relationship. Oh wow.
So basically what he's saying is he was coaching a younger individual, and I guess their communication was via text, and since he didn't text back immediately, I guess the person he was coaching got upset with that and no longer wanted to have the coach pupil relationship. And he looked at it as a form of control, because I guess since he wasn't on the dime when they was calling, when they wanted to respond, some people
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Now that's a coach pupil relationship. Think about some people that's in intimate relationships like that. I called you. Where the fuck was you at?
That's what we were saying earlier.
That's not necessarily codependence. That's obsession.
That's obsession.
You heard me.
But it's
What's up, bro? What's up, Lord?
I believe it's a part of
shit crazy, man.
I believe it's a part of you fucking crazy. That's what I believe is a part of, because how so many relationships go like that. It's like like I had girlfriends tell me, well, girl, he good to me. And I'll be like, damn, but you don't never go nowhere. You can't never get out the house. You can't never go do nothing with me. Blah, blah, blah. He got to go everywhere you go. I mean, Laura? Come on. Are you serious? So it starts to the point where there's no break. They never get a break.
Yes.
And then they wonder why me and my husband last so long, because I don't believe in that.
Because why? You're free to go where you want to. I'm free to do what I want to, as long as we're not disrespecting the marriage and the relationship. I'm not about to track you down. Where you going?
Come on, now that's
why
crazy.
You wearing that?
That's insecurity.
Who you going with? I'm confident that first and foremost, you're not gonna leave the house with something that is disrespectful to yourself,
right?
Let alone me. So I'm not worried about what you're wearing.
Right.
I'm not worried about where you're going, because you're going to call me or text me where you at once you get there and when you on your way back.
Right.
I'm not worried about who you hang out with, because that's just elementary. You know what I'm saying? And if I even feel that you around someone who I feel ain't cool, I'm still not gonna be like, oh, you can't go hang out with them, or you can't go with that person. I feel a certain way about them. No, you a grown ass woman, so you go use your discernment, maturity to know that, hey, my husband feel a certain way about this person, but I know that they cool with me. I'm not gonna allow them to do no fuck shit around me or get me into no kind of situation.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That boils down to trust.
Exactly.
But the reason why we able to wiggle like that is because we allow ourselves to have a certain level of independency, and we allow each other to have a certain level of independency. Like my boy Ro just came in. He got one of the hardest man caves I've seen.
Yeah.
Full DJ setup.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to have that sanctuary. Mm-hmm. And everybody not afforded the opportunity to have a man cave. Some of us is in 1-bedroom apartments, studios. Right. But even within that, you gotta be able to carve out time. Hey man, for these 2 hours, babe, I need to be uninterrupted, undisturbed. I'm finna watch the game. I'm finna read this book. I'm finna blah, 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 blah. I'm finna blah, blah, blah. I'm finna go out for a minute. So you, no matter what the situation is, you gotta have, for men and women, both counterparts gotta have that level of independency, so that your ass don't seem obsessed. So you don't seem like you just smothering a person in, stalking their every move. Where you going? What's going on tonight? No, man, get out of here with that shit, man. You know what I mean? You can't be like that, and it's not gonna be successful.
And then it goes to say that when it's like that, there's a form of you don't trust that person.
Bam.
And relationships are built on trust.
Bam. And that's what Laura on Facebook just came in and said, hey y'all, she said, what y'all talking about is all about trust and communication.
That's right.
Period.
Yes, that's right.
Period. Because imagine someone who is slightly obsessive and trust is an issue in the relationship.
Right.
Trust is already an issue, and you got a certain person that's obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
Any and everything you do, that obsessive is gonna kick in. Mm-hmm. They gonna get the tripping.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They gonna get the tripping big time. So yes, good point, Laura. It is all about trust and communication, no doubt.
Yes.
All right, we got YouTube. All right. So Mona said, yes, I agree. I believe it's a cycle.
What is a cycle?
Being obsessed.
Being obsessed.
Or codependent. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Are you saying a cycle with each relationship you get into, or a cycle from the family, well, I guess it's each relationship you get into.
Elaborate on that.
Each relationship
if you can, if you still on, if you could go ahead and elaborate on that. Then Cosmo said you can be codependent and independent in a relationship. It's called partnership. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I tell you what, if you remove either, it's going to go by the wayside, because you can't be completely independent in a relationship. Oh, it's on me. I do this. This is what I do. You do you. I do me.
Right,
That's
right,
not
right.
a relationship.
Or this mine.
This
it's
is
not
mine, that's
ours.
yours.
Not
gonna work. You know what I'm
ain't
saying?
gonna work. Ain't gonna work.
Not gonna work. And you can't be completely codependent and not have no independence. To where, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, well, I'm gonna go out and hang out with the fellas. Oh, you mind if I come? I said I was finna go hang out with the fellas. And last time I checked, you wasn't one of the fellas. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have both for sure. Great point. Great point, Cosmo. Cosmo says, brother, that's not codependent. If a woman puts off her ambition to start a family and the man brings home the bacon, it's called a partnership. I agree with that. But trust and believe me, being married for over 2 decades, if a woman continues to put herself on the back burner, first and foremost, how long is you going to do that, sis, to make sure that this man is bringing home the bacon and doing what he needs to do? Because like you said, it's called a partnership. So that shit shouldn't last no 10, 12, 15, 20 years. And in relationships, there's relationships that are like that. There's relationships where people have met in college.
Yeah.
And she was going to school to be a doctor or whatever, and he was going to school to be whatever. They got together, they got pregnant, she had kids, and decided, you move forward with your career, I'll stay home to raise the kids. He moves forward with his career, he becomes successful in his career. Successful enough to where she don't necessarily have to go out and financially be a partner in the relationship. She doesn't financially have to bring anything to the table.
Hold on. Now, I'm not going to just let you downplay her position.
Hold on.
You said
no. Let me finish because
she's being
thousands.
Her position is having to raise them kids.
Hold on, but at the same time, you can't box her in like that either. And say her position is to raise the kids.
I'm not saying it is.
She was trying to go to
work.
She was trying to go to school to be a doctor.
No, you use the example of they decided to have a baby. They decided to have a baby.
They got pregnant. They got pregnant.
So he already knew what the plan is.
First, you didn't let me finish.
All right.
Before you got in your feelings. You see that? You jumped and got in your feelings and didn't even let me finish. What I was going to say is they got pregnant. They decide, babe, we're going to let you, the male, go ahead and pursue your career. I'll stay back and raise the children, which usually is the natural process. You usually don't have a couple fresh out of college or whatever, young couple starting off, and they get pregnant, and the man stays back and raise the kids while the woman go ahead and pursue her education and or career. That's typically not the way it works. Not saying that some don't do it that way, but typically that's not the way it works, because let's just be more realistic out here. Usually it's the woman and the mother who is more equipped to be the caregiver, to raise the children. You know what I'm saying? To be the homemaker. You know what I'm saying? Because I think about it, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and even 80s, when I was coming through school, when they had home economics class, that's building the home, how to take care of a home. It was 95% female students, 5% men. And the men that was in home ec class was either players trying to holler at females, or you questioned them.
Okay.
Versus wood shop class or automotive class, 90% of the men, people in that class was men, gearing them for a career or being able to work with their hands. Very few females was in that class. So this isn't something I'm making up. This is how society was built. More than likely, when that happens, the woman is the one that stays back and help raise the kids. What I'm saying is, it should only take so long for you to be in that position, sis, to help that man get on his feet, so that he can secure his career and be financially stable.
Okay,
it shouldn't last 10, 12, 15 years, which a lot of relationships happen like that.
But
a woman be like, damn.
But hold on,
I sure wish I could go back to pursuing my career.
Hold on. But you got to look at the age you're talking about. Because when I was being raised, that's what the man wanted, was the woman to stay home and raise the kids and take care of the house. So that era of time probably has changed, and now it's okay for a woman to go out and work and help bring home the bacon at home too.
Right.
But you got to understand, people in their 50s and 60s wasn't raised like that.
Well, what I was saying is, also people in their 50s and 60s, for the most part, was not a dual educated or dual income household.
Some was, no, you know.
For the most part.
Right, for the most part. Right.
You speaking in general.
Right.
You speaking for people in their 50s and 60s, like it apply to everybody. But it don't. But
no, I'm not saying everybody, but the majority.
In general,
the man went to work.
In general, back in the 1960s, in the 1970s, 1950s, you didn't have both husband and wife going to college. That wasn't the case.
Right. Yeah, I can agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're talking about today's time, for the most part.
Right. I'm saying,
or people in relationship in today's time.
I'm saying, as I'm talking about, even in today's time, for people around my age that's over 50, I still believe there's nothing wrong with a woman working, but if a man wants his woman to stay at home, and I don't know how the 30s and 40s.
Well, the thing is, a woman that's in her 50s should already have pursued her education and be stable in her career.
Right. That's true too. I'm not saying, but not everybody like that though.
No. But if that's the case, that means that you did not complete your goals in a timely manner.
No, listen, you're not listening. You're not listening to me. What I'm trying to say. I'm saying, when you're in today's society, for people that's around my age, we was raised in a society where the man went to work, okay, and took care of the family, and the woman stayed back home to help raise the kids.
I understand.
And make sure the kids was on point.
Okay, so let's take it as a perspective of, if you're a 50-something-plus-year-old woman and you're single and dating in today's time, however you was raised in the 60s and 70s don't apply.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's probably changed now, but you know,
it don't apply to today. Because
you can't say that. You're not living in everybody's household.
I'm not. But if you are trying to pursue a relationship, if you was raised to say, okay, when I was coming up, the man went to work and took care of the family, and the wife stayed home and took care of the house, how successful is that going to be in today's dating?
I'm not saying it's going to be successful. I'm just saying that's how some people over 50 was raised. I'm not saying.
Well, some people in their 20s was raised like that, though.
That may be true too. I'm just saying.
You boxing stuff in. I'm not understanding where you. Okay, what's the point you're trying to make with that?
Well, you were saying
jumping your feelings in.
I didn't jump in your feelings.
You did.
No, I did.
You did. You didn't let me finish my point. No, basically, what I was trying to say is to go to your point, Cosmo. Yes, I understand what you're saying. It's a partnership. But if that couple has decided for the woman to stay back while the man pursues his education and or career, then that should only take so long. The woman should not have to be stuck. No, I'm actually speaking out for women. I'm speaking for women, because my thing is, if I was a woman and we got pregnant and I said, okay, babe, you go ahead and you pursue your education or your career, there's going to have to be a realistic time frame on that shit. You're not going to have me stay back and raise the kids, and that's all I'm doing in a relationship while you're out working and pursuing your career. No, it don't work like that. Okay, babe, we're going to do this. We're going to do this for the next 5 years. We're going to have a 7-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. But once 7, 5 years, 10 years come, you done did what you need to do. You done got your education. You got your career. Okay, now it's my turn. I'm not putting my dreams on the back burner, and that's what I'm saying.
You definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. That happens a lot, and that's how a lot of women, especially, end up being codependent, because they fall in that position of just falling back and raising the family and taking care of the kids and making sure the house is good. But that's not what she wanted. In some cases, that's not what she wanted. She wanted to be an artist. She wanted to be a doctor. Right. She wanted to be a lawyer. She wanted to be an entrepreneur. But she's become so codependent on the man in his position and falling into her role, if that's what y'all want to call it, all that get pushed to the side. Now I don't think that's cool. Hell no, fuck that. It should be equal. If it's a partnership, that means it goes both ways. And if you sacrifice putting your goals and your ambitions on the back burner so that he can go ahead and be stable, then once he gets stable, his ass needs to turn around and pay it forward. He needs to turn around and either be home with the kids, find daycare, something, so that you can go out and get yours.
And so look, the point I was trying to make, I wasn't saying that because that's how I am. I like making money. I like having my own independency and running my own entities and all that shit. Okay, but I'm just saying there are some people that's like that. Relationships are like that, where the man just wants to raise kids.
That's fine. But and if that's the case, then that man is codependent, on his counterpart, because he depends on her to do everything when it comes to taking care of the kids, making sure the house is straight. He's out of his element when it comes to that. So he depends on when something goes wrong, ask my wife. Something ain't right at the house. You're gonna have to ask my wife. So many
like that.
That's codependency.
I know a lot of relationships like that.
Both ways.
Especially down south, baby.
All right. So Cosmo said him not allowing her to leave the house is controlling, and that's obsessive. Mona said I was talking about codependency. Cosmo said if she continuously puts herself on the back burner, there is an esteem issue or a controlling spouse at home. And you know what? That may not even be the case. It can just becomes their norm. I got high self-esteem. I'm a hell of a writer. I want to be an author. My esteem is through the roof. However, my husband being the CEO at this firm for the last 10 years, making big money, doing his thing, we don't have to work. I don't have to work. We don't want for nothing. Yeah, I may want to go out and become an author, but you know what? We live in the good life. We are doing just okay. We take vacations 4 or 5 times a year. We got plenty of money in the bank. All the things I could want, everything. Only thing I don't have is my personal independence.
This is all under that department.
Exactly. Now that doesn't mean that the husband is controlling and saying you can never go out and do what you want to do.
It's y'all shit together.
And sometimes people fall into a comfort zone.
Right. Yeah.
There we go. Sometimes people get into a comfort zone where they can become codependent without having to be controlled or having a low self-esteem. Trust me on that.
That's true.
You got any comments over here?
No.
Okay, I got some over here. Okay, so Laura said, yes, amen. It's never 50-50. Sometimes the man has to put in more than the woman. And sometimes the woman has to put in more than the man. It's never always just 50-50 down the middle. That's a good perspective. Great perspective on that. She says it's never just completely equal. And Laura comes back and says, that doesn't mean to stop your dreams. No one can stop you from your dreams except for you. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. You still have to maintain that level of independency. And within that is all your dreams, all your goals, all your ambitions, your desires. You know what I'm saying?
Been there.
Okay, Mona says, or she got comfortable in the situation. Bam. You said it right after I said it. Or you may have said it before me, cousin. I just didn't see your comment. That's exactly what happens a lot of times in that position. The woman just falls into a comfort zone. And the man too. My wife don't got to worry about nothing. Anything she wants, all she got to do is tell me, I'll get it for her. I'm secure in this and that. We're good. She's always happy. It becomes a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so y'all can become codependent on each other or one of the other because you're just that comfortable. And that's not healthy. You have to stretch outside of your comfort zone, even within a relationship. You be so used to doing shit, it can become cookie cutter. Sometimes you have to stretch outside the box just to liven up the relationship.
Yeah.
Jay, what's up, Jay Finn?
Hey.
Jay Finn said, hey, what's up?
What's up?
Jay said it's all about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
People often ask us. I mean, we run into people a lot that know us from that, like when we first got together and stuff. And so they always, when they run into us, they say, wow, y'all still together? And then it'd be like shocked because it's like
almost like they expect us not
like
to be.
they were expecting us not to be not to be together. But relationships, I don't have any obsession with him. I love his mind. I love him for his things that maybe women don't think about. You know what I'm saying? Intellect and all of those things that makes him attractive to me. But I am codependent on him because we've been together so long, and I'm learning now that I do have to have my independency. Mm-hmm. And I'm just starting to realize that is so important because we forget that something can happen.
Right.
Because we think they're invisible. You think they're going to live forever, and there's so much shit going on in the world to the point where we have to realize that we may not be here today or tomorrow. Mm. We always losing somebody that we love. Either I lose someone and then he lose someone, then I lose someone. So it's a part of life that we got to realize that you can love this person so much, you be so codependent, but you can't save them if something happens.
Right. That's a good point.
You can't save them if something happens.
I am very codependent on you. I'm codependent, and to the point to where I didn't necessarily recognize it or know it, but this is when I realized that I couldn't be with somebody else because I'm a person that has very high standards and expectations. And putting those expectations off on someone else is not healthy for a couple of reasons. One is because you shouldn't expect anyone to do anything else, first and foremost. And this is a big problem that I have and had. I would expect, I need you to be here at 4:00. I would expect you to be there at 3:45. I need you to go and blah, 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 blah. I would expect you to go there, call me when it's done.
Military.
Right. My expectation level is through the roof.
Yeah.
Right. And once you start setting expectations on another person, which you should never do, because one, like I said, you shouldn't expect anything out of anybody else. Also, when you start setting expectations for a person and they don't meet those expectations, regardless of how unrealistic or crazy they may be, you let yourself down first and foremost because that expectation wasn't met. But then you start making that other person feel a certain type of way. When you say, oh man, I thought you was going to blah, blah, blah. I was expecting you to such and such, and they didn't meet the mark. Then they start feeling like, damn, I fucked up. But they trying to do something to help you. And it took me a long time to realize and recognize that, like, oh man, you didn't do what I asked you to do. Oh. Not tripping off of just, damn, it didn't get done, but not knowing how she feels. Because she's trying her hardest to meet my expectations. It's like she just at the house like, oh, fuck that. No, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do it, but you just didn't meet the mark that I set out.
Yeah.
but you done work all day or put all your energy, all your time and effort in trying to get it done, but you just didn't meet the mark that I set. Who the hell am I? That I set for you. And since you didn't do that, the reaction you get from me is, oh man, damn. That's demoralizing. Because all the time, all the effort you put into trying to make the mark, it's just them being swept under the rug and fall by the wayside. So we can't set expectations. I became so codependent on you to meeting certain expectations at a point. You know what I'm saying? To where I had to step back and say, you know what? That's not healthy for her or me. You know what I mean? And it came to the point to where it was like certain things, like I said, in relationships, when you with somebody for so long, stuff can kind of become routine. We have a certain routine down. And it was like, I depended on you to be down with the routine. And anytime it was a change in the routine, it's like, oh, what happened? You're just human. It was traffic. I forgot. You're not a robot. We forget. But when you get so codependent on a person being on point, one little slight fray from that, it's like, oh, and that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm obsessive as well when it comes to the relationship. The one thing that I'm obsessive about in our relationship is your cooking. No, it sounds funny. It sounds funny, but it's to the point to where I can't really go to anyone else's house unless I really, really, really know you, your family. I done ate, you know what I'm saying, at your house before. You know what I'm saying?
He's spoiled.
But that's like an obsession because no matter what, I'm always comparing it to your food. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is cool, but it's not like she would make it. Oh, this is good, but such and such would have made it like blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. How y'all cooking that, though? Is you such and such and such into it? So I have an obsession. It's like, I can't really, I go to restaurants even doing it. I even go to restaurants doing it like, you know what I'm saying? How y'all make that salad? Did you put the lettuce at the bottom? Well, my wife put it at the bottom, so I don't hold that salad order. That's obsessiveness. And I got to break away from that because, like you said, you know, anything can happen to any of us. And I got to know how to, you goddamn me, eat the salad and it may if it's on top or the bottom. But that's just an obsession of mine because I've been used to having it done a certain way for so long. And it's like the fulfillment for me. You know what I'm saying? So I got some work to do, y'all. Help me.
So
I got a comment over here. So Laura said, that doesn't mean stop. Okay. If you let go of your dreams, that's on you. Okay, that was the last one. Rebecca Lewis just joined in. What's up, Rebecca? So for those that's just coming in, those that's just chiming in, what we're talking about tonight is the difference between codependency and obsessiveness in a relationship. Being codependent and being obsessive. Is there a difference? We got a minute and a half left to talk about it. We want to know how y'all think, how y'all feel.
Obsessed, nigga, you crazy. I don't give a fuck. Because you know, I know a lot of, man, please. Shit.
So we jumped into the codependency.
Don't they have a show on ID called Obsession?
I don't know. Probably.
Or Aggression or some shit. It's called one of them. Stalking or some shit.
Okay, so now these last couple of minutes, let's get into that side. Because we broke down codependency, what a partnership is, what codependency look like. Let's get down to that dark side, goddamn me. Obsession. Have you ever been obsessed in a relationship? Have you ever been obsessive in a relationship?
Yeah, I was.
Talk about it. How
okay, so I was dating this old buckethead ass motherfucker. I'm dating this guy. I'm thinking he into me and everything. But I really wasn't giving him my all until I knew he started cheating. That's when I was like, oh hell, I need to follow this nigga everywhere he go, everything he do. So
you were obsessive without even being codependent.
Right.
So I told you it can happen.
So I definitely wasn't codependent because I had my own shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, but I started following him. I found myself following him, checking his pager, catching the bus. I know he was at this building working.
Wow.
You know, and I said, shh. And he wasn't doing that for me, you know, until I went there.
So what was the
turning
aha moment for you? Like
when I found he was cheating.
But you said that's what made you become.
No, I got worse and worse. The addiction. I mean,
the obsessiveness.
It got worse and worse and worse.
So if you don't mind, if you don't mind telling the people, like, what's one of the craziest things you did at the peak of your obsession?
Okay,
it's like some of the craziest shit you did. Or you think back now, like, what the fuck?
Okay, so I didn't even like this guy like that though, right? Because his breath stank like a motherfucker. I didn't even really like him like that, right? So why was you going? Because he had money. I was upset. I was codependent problem, and he had money.
Oh.
Okay. But I mean, I was working and doing my shit too. So it was. He did have a lot of money though. At that time, in the early 90s.
So was you?
He was making good money.
So was that what you were attracted to?
I was more attracted to his money because I wasn't in love. His breath stank too bad, and I just couldn't get into him like that. But when I caught him cheating,
that made you go crazy.
Oh, that was like because now she gonna get the money. That's my money. You feel me? That's my money. You got shit.
Okay. So what was one of the wildest, most obsessive things you did?
I found out he was a carpenter.
In that situation.
He was a carpenter.
Okay.
So I knew all the buildings in the company he worked for in San Francisco. So even though I knew he was cheating, I was still trying to hold on to him. So we were still living together.
Okay.
So he would get up in the morning and I knew exactly where he was going. So as soon as he left for work, I'll get up and I'll catch the bus. I didn't even have a car.
He was catching the AC.
I was catching the bus
to a job site,
and he didn't even know I was around. And
get down.
I'm gonna get to it. So one morning, and then see, this what really did is because the chick had the nerve to call me. She's supposed to be my friend.
Oh shit!
And she had the nerve to call me and tell me I wasn't screwing my man right or some little bullshit. So that was like wrong thing to say to me. I grabbed I had a honey knife.
Oh Lord!
And I had the one that went on my hip.
Now before you finish this story, this ain't nothing that needs statute of limitations.
No. I didn't do nothing to him, but I scared the fuck out of him.
Okay.
I scared the fuck out of him.
You grabbed your hunting knife.
So we had just bought an Audi, very nice Audi.
Okay.
So I woke up one morning. He called himself going to work. I got dressed and everything. I was used to the car today. So you're gonna find your way. So his boy came and picked him up for work because he worked with somebody else.
Okay.
And I said, okay, no, I'm not gonna use the car. I went and popped all the tires on that motherfucker. Bloop, 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 took the bat, boop, 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 but bust that up. And then my mind say, take your ass down there to his job.
I bust the windows out your car.
I took the Gary, the 38 Gary. I never forget. I took the 38 Gary down to the Transamerican building. He was working around there.
After you destroyed the car.
I destroyed that motherfucker. I sure did. He wasn't gonna get to make the tree fix that again. So anyway, by the time I got down there, my thing was to have him come outside, and then I was gonna hold a knife to his neck like this, and tell him, "Are you fucking this bitch? You know what you doing?" But people was coming in and out the building.
Getting scared. Let's hurry up and finish this.
People coming in and out the building, and I don't know.
You did it inside the building?
He came down, but I couldn't. I didn't. I just wanted to know. I was too scared to
pull the knife out. Good. I'm glad you had some kind of conscience.
Yeah, I had a conscience.
So you just checked him, confronted him.
Yeah, I basically checked him and confronted and left him alone. Yeah. Wow. But it did send me to obsession because I was watching him for a week or two, just like, that's crazy. You can't, and I had to realize you don't love yourself and you doing that shit. You can't. If you're obsessed with a person to the point you gotta go everywhere they go, do you can't that nah, that's insecurity somewhere.
Yeah, yeah,
No. So
I, you know what? Not like that. I ain't that type.
you too cool.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Not like that.
You too
But
cool.
you know,
You too cool,
that's
yo.
a lot of energy, man.
You too cool.
That's a lot.
It is a lot of
You know,
energy, but
if
you
I
don't think
find
about that
something-
until you realize how stupid you look and feel.
Yeah.
That's when you say,
If I see something, find something, you know, I address that situation with the person. You know what I'm saying? And we go either get past it or we not. But you know, trying to set traps and
oh yeah,
and boogeyman and following you.
It.
Nah, I ain't never got down like that. Codependent in a relationship. Yeah, two situations. One prior to you and you. Prior to you, kind of a similar situation. I was dealing with a female strictly for her money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was breaking bread like Jesus in there. You know what I mean? Breaking big bread. And I had got so codependent on the money that she was giving me and the money that she was spending on me that I lost myself and started to do things that I know I would not normally do in a relationship or just dealing with a female in general at all. You know what I'm saying? I allow for myself to be put in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ride this out because I know she gonna break me off 500, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When I'm done, so it is what it is. You know, getting involved in, you know, criminal activity and all kind of shit. Just had her, you know what I'm saying, doing, basically letting me step all the way outside of my character, outside of my comfort zone. And it was all because it was like, nigga, just bite the bullet, just get through this, because at the end, that's another 400. At the end, that's another 1,000. At the end, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I was so dependent upon that money because it had got to the point to where we would have a conversation and I would say what I wanted or needed, and I would already calculate that money into my next play.
Yeah.
Or to my bills or to what I, you know what I'm saying, needed to do. Okay, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, well, I'm 500 short. Well, that's all right, because old girl finna give me 6. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
type. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I was depending. And then when it don't fall through, now I got all kind of plans made and plays put together. You feel me? Because I'm depending on what she's supposed to be doing for me, and I'm doing all kind of crazy shit to get to it, and then it don't fall through, and now I got egg on my face, and it's like, man, why you even put yourself in that type of position, depending on what she's supposed to be doing for you? Get your home. What the hell wrong with you? So that was one situation, and then with you, oh, my phone going dead. They blinking on me. Oh, I might go out of here. We finna end it. But then later with you, when we first got together, and when I was in the military, it was like I needed you to be, like you said, I needed you to be on military time too.
Yeah,
I know that I was applying so much crazy weird ass pressure on you that was undeserving.
I had to be on time
and unnecessary.
Working, I was working at the same time.
So I know that shit was crazy.
I didn't mind. My thing was I didn't mind because I felt like you were doing something so great for our family.
Right.
And it really made me feel good about the fact that you needed me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mind if you needed to be there at 4 o'clock. I got off at work and blah blah. So I worked around.
The problem in that, now looking back in hindsight, that I can honestly look back and say, where the problem kicked in was I had became so codependent that for me, everything you was doing, be careful with that. Everything you was doing was normal. And I wasn't looking at it like this one was extraordinary, going above and beyond.
Yeah.
So I stopped appreciating it as much and started expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I say, that's when I say, man, y'all don't place expectations on people, especially if they doing for you, they helping you, they your partner, they're bringing shit to the table too, and you need them and depend on them. Do that. Need them and depend on them. Don't expect shit from it.
So before we leave about it here, let's tell them about Zoom. What our plans are.
Okay. You go ahead.
So we're gonna be going live from Zoom coming up, and we're going to be inviting some guests into our podcast live. I want us to be connecting. I need you to download Zoom, which is a free app. You do not have to pay for it.
It's free.
It's up to you if you want to get a subscription. If not, download the free app and connect with us. I need you to definitely send me your email.
Yeah.
I need your email address so we can connect on Zoom.
And you can send that email address to onperntmedia@gmail.com.
Or yeah.
That way we keep it all on one platform. Onpernt, ONPERNT, media@gmail.com. Send us your emails. That way we will know the emails to send the Zoom links out to.
Right.
For those who would love to come in to be interviewed or to be able to do a face-to-face when we're doing our chats.
We can do a dating.
Yes. And sometime in the near future here, once we get that set up, we plan on doing a, what would we call it? Virtual dating? No? Don't say too much about it.
Okay. We've been having people already, you know how it is.
Okay, right.
We're on Point Media.
Yeah, that's true. We got to be careful, man.
We have to be careful what we do.
Biting our ideals and jocking our style. You know what I'm talking about? So just be tuned in. Stay tuned. We'll give y'all
email us
more information on what our plans are and how we plan on utilizing Zoom in different ways. We appreciate everybody for coming in. We love y'all. It was another off the chain episode. We appreciate y'all for chiming in, for correcting us, for informing us, letting us know, and keeping it 1,000 with us. We can't do this without all of y'all coming in. We can't do this without all of y'all coming in. We can't do this without y'all. So we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. Man, we love y'all, man. You got anything else for the peoples?
I'm trying to see. Oh, Saturday, we're doing a Mother's Day special.
Yes.
Saturday, we're doing a Mother's Day special, and we would like for you guys to tune in for Mother's Day.
Yes.
Hopefully, we'll have Zoom up by then. You guys, please go and download Zoom for the Mother's Day special.
Get the free copy.
The free copy.
Download it on
Send me your email address. Send us
smartphone.
onperntmedia@gmail.com. Okay, and we will be on Zoom.
Yes,
that is the plan.
We will be doing. That's the plan. And even if we don't, we still will be doing Mother's Day on Saturday.
Yes.
So that don't mean if you're not a mother that you're not invited.
Mother's Day is every day.
Everyone has a mother. If your mother is not here, then that's even more part.
We're going to talk about our moms.
Reason for you to
and remembrance. If your mom's gone and
we're celebrating
here,
Mother's Day in a special way.
Yeah.
We have lost loved ones that was either lost on or near Mother's Day. So y'all tap in, tune in. We're going to do it real big. We're going to do it special for the mothers across the world. We love y'all deeply.
Birthday out to Oprah Winfrey.
Yes. And before we get up out of here, it's only right that we give our very special mother, Grandma a.k.a. also best known as Big Mama. Happy birthday,
birthday, Big Mama. We miss you.
She will be 84 this year. Love you to pieces. I know you're looking down on us, just smiling and talking mess.
And proud and rapping.
Yes, that's right. Doing Grandma a freestyle up in heaven. She used to rap at 81 years old, y'all. That's so that's what's up, man. Until Saturday, man. We love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Be good. Be good to each other.
Bye, Cosmo.
Man, we love y'all. We'll see y'all at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Bye, Mona.
All right, y'all. We up out of this thing.
Jay.
One love.
Bye,
much
you guys.
love. Much respect.
Peace out.
Love y'all. On Pernt.